I was talking to some young people recently as I was advising them that there are a lot of opportunities in Africa and that you're not obliged to be born in your country and live and die in your country. Because a lot of people, when they only think about opportunities, they only think of Asia, Europe, and some Arab countries like Saudi Arabia, Lebanon, Dubai, Qatar, etc. I said there are a lot of opportunities also in Africa, and that they can explore a lot of African countries to see the kind of opportunities that are there. I know a lot of Cameroonians who are in Kenya. I know a lot of Cameroonians who are in Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire. I know a lot of Cameroonians who are in Nigeria. I know a lot of Nigerians who are in Ghana, Ivory Coast, Senegal, etc. Even when I went to Jamena in Chad, I met some Nigerians there, and it was a good experience. So I was advising them. And in this discourse, one thing came on the table, which I emphasized on. I told them that in as much as you are pursuing certificates, certifications, and whatsoever, you must focus a lot on developing yourself and on professional training. Because the way you develop yourself and your professional training is what will easily make you to move to a new country and establish yourself. For example, I'm not saying having certificates is not important, but do you know that there are some countries that don't recognize certain certificates? For example, remember just of recent in Nigeria, the Ministry of Education said they were not going to recognize certificate that came from Benin Republic and Togo. So I told them that, but if you develop yourself and learn skills, it is going to be universal. Because if you are an electrical engineer in Nigeria, it's the same thing you will do in England. It's the same thing you do in France. It's the same thing you do in America. But you may take your certificate from Cameroon, from Nigeria, from Benin Republic, and go to England, and they will say they don't recognize those certificates. But nobody will tell you they don't recognize your skills, because your skills is about solving problems. So I said, as a young person, involve yourself much more in developing your skills so that wherever you find yourself, you can use those skills and make a living for yourself. But the emphasis here is that as Africans, we should focus more on looking at our continent than just looking out of our continent. You may be born in Nigeria, and God has made it that your destiny is going to be in Cameroon, in Senegal, or wherever you find yourself out of your own country. So instead of us staying in our countries and complaining and lamenting, waiting for manna that will come down from heaven, we should start looking at other countries. You can start by establishing connections through the internet. I have made a lot of connections through the internet in African countries that I use them whenever I'm working. So you can do that, and then you decide and move to that country. Just go and explore. You can take upon yourself that I'm going for maybe just 3 months, and in that 3 months area, that 3 months time, because there are some countries that don't even ask for visas from Africans, in that 3 months period, you can see a lot of opportunities for yourself that you may not have in your country. So it is very important for us Africans to discover our continent by going to other countries and seeing what those countries have for us. Thank you, and see you in my next video.